Alright guys, thank you for joining our Firestorm broadcast tonight. We have something a little different planned. We're going to answer some of your questions. Firestorm has been live and running for about a year now. It's taken off really big on our YouTube channel about 8 months ago. I want to thank you guys for that very much. I mean, we wouldn't be anywhere where we're at now without you guys. Mike's going to take the first one here from Dustin, our division leader in Utah.
Alright, so Dustin asked, what is your plan if FEMA does buy out big survival companies, and why do you think that they are buying food in mass bulk in the last 8 months? I come from a prepping childhood. I'm really big on prepping, really big on weapons, food, that kind of thing. So whenever you see our government doing that, the previous billions of rounds that they've been buying, and now that they're starting to buy food, I mean, it could go one of two ways. I mean, this could be something that maybe they didn't have enough food. Maybe they have analyzed their stores and they said, well, we should pack up some more. And then maybe there is something that's going to happen later on down the road. I mean, honestly, we can't really answer that. The conspiracy theorist in me, you know, it's looking at the aspect, all right, well, maybe there is going to be a SHTF WROL situation in the next 8 months. Maybe there could be. Maybe our economy is going to collapse. Maybe it's not. It's always a good idea for us, personally, to put back food, put back ammunition, and put back bullets. As many as we can. Those are something that our vets have died for. It's certainly a right. It's a right to own weapons. It's a right to stockpile things, to put things away. And it's not so much fringe nowadays. I mean, people everywhere are doing it because we recognize that the world is unstable, you know? Maybe they're starting to recognize the world isn't such a safe place either. So, I certainly wouldn't trust them. That's my 2 cents on that. So, second question was from Adrian.
Yeah, it was a really good question. His question kind of, tested the waters of our movement a little bit. He asked, what do you guys in the Firestorm movement want after revolution? Replace it with another government of different people that is just likely to become corrupt, or something else? Well, this is actually a really good question, because a lot of times whenever we're talking about revolution, we were talking about, the problems at hand here, we just gotta fix this problem, and then, what the hell are we gonna do next? Most people would just be like, I don't know what to do, You don't really think of a plan after that. Our forefathers, they didn't exactly have a plan until like 6 months prior to independence. So really what we want to do is we think that our forefathers did have a really good, solid basis for the United States Constitution. And just like any conservative group now, we do want to restore our roots in the Constitution and the moral society that America was founded upon. That is our main basis. As to, disagreements between that, like, oh, the Constitution is fallible in this aspect or that aspect, is up for debate. It can be amended, whether we want to amend that or get rid of some amendments and strictly back to the Bill of Rights, which I personally think would be a really stupid move. I think there's a lot of great amendments that have been added. Obviously, but whether it needs to be amended or whatever we would decide to do upon that point. But really it's kind of a hard thing to answer right now, because as you can tell, we really are not in any sort of position of political power. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get our representatives to actually, first of all, listen to what we're trying to say, because we've tried to contact the representatives time in and time out, really haven't gotten much responses. So we're kind of testing their integrity on the matter. It's just, you got to play it as it plays out, and you got to keep your eye open, see what's happening, see if we actually are devolving into a totalitarian system, which I personally believe we are. And that's what me and Mike co-founded, and our buddy John, who could not make it tonight, really had our eyes on for this movement, is to try and slow the progression of the Marxism that's happening in our country right now, which is literally scaring the living hell out of me and so many of you guys. And I'm so glad that you guys are with us, and you need to stay with us, because we're scared just like you're scared what's happened in this country, and we're doing what we can do to
Right.
try and bring it back.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of us, we don't have the answers, and a lot of you have been looking to us for the answers over Facebook. There's about like 600 of you.
Yeah.
That, and I'm really blessed and humbled that you guys are here and you're with us, and that this thing has exploded. I mean, we have local divisions in almost 8 states now, maybe 9 states.
9 states.
It's growing every day, and people are starting to change things. And
that's the reason we want to start different divisions like this. It's not because we have some, grandiose idea about what to do. We're not trying to do that. We're trying to have people start thinking for themselves. 10th Amendment in the Constitution that says that states should have the rights to do what they want to do. It's not the fact that we're going to control every little bit that goes on. That's not what we want, because then we become the totalitarians. We become the dictators, and that's not what we want. We want people thinking for themselves, finally, on both ends of the spectrum. That's the way the world and society was meant to function, and I think that makes sense to anybody right now. No one wants to be dictated about what to think or say or do on any end, and we understand that, and the left and the right needs to understand that for both sides. Is, if you're going to have a different viewpoint, you can have that viewpoint for your own state, but make sure that you do it in the constitutional way of doing things. And, simple as that.
Right. And I actually talked to Adrian too after he posted that, and it's a really cool thing to talk to people, I mean, not everybody's going to have the same philosophy on life. I mean, Adrian, he was a little progressive, and I'm more right-wing, but the thing is, we both recognize that the system we have right now needs to go. We both recognize that our system's corrupt, and there are a lot of things we need to change. And we need to start concentrating on things that unite us instead of things that divide us. I mean, too often do we ignore those things, and we go right to the questions, right to the social policies, and then we start arguing. Does that really solve anything?
No. And he did say something really good. It says that with different people that are just as likely to become corrupt. Well, just as likely to become corrupt, I would think, is a pretty, I don't know what the word you would say for it is, but you can't really predict the future in regards to anything as to what can happen. Yes, power corrupts, and that's why we don't want to put anyone in a certain position of power. We want to put equal power across the board to different people. And some people that sounds like socialism, but it's not. It's kind of, it's what the Constitution was meant, is states' rights, states' independent rights for different areas. A centralized federal system that's becoming bigger and bigger by the day, it's just not working, and that's where the corruption is happening, not within the states. The states are doing what the states do best, and with competition and different tax regulations and whatnot, that's how we're going to eliminate the power, eliminate the corruption. We got to have equal spectrum across the board, as I said, and I think that's the best way to combat that. So, next question, Clyde, leader of our Illinois division, says, what's been getting under my skin is people getting arrested and fines for feeding the homeless.
I really enjoyed that question. I'm an RN in nursing school right now, and I have a soft spot in my heart for the poor, as many Christians do. And I think a lot of times people kind of look at conservatives and they're like, oh, well, you're this and you're that, and you're not for poor people, and you want to oppress them and things like that. And that's not what I'm about, for sure. I mean, I'm as conservative as it gets. And in a lot of states, they're making rights now, and they're saying that homeless people can't be fed. Homeless people can't live here. They can't sleep on park benches and that kind of thing. Well, where are they going to sleep? I mean, you create a system and you create these problems, the economy collapsing, this uncertainty in America right now. People lose it. Not everybody can handle it as well as everybody else. Not everybody can hold a job. Not everybody can make it in this society. And we need to acknowledge that. Not everybody is perfect. And to live in a society pretending that people are living under bridges and that kind of thing, pretending that it doesn't exist, I can't believe it. And even to legislate that it's illegal not to live under a bridge, not to live somewhere within a city. I mean, where else are you going to go? Look at yourself right now. If you were to lose your job, your home, where will you go? I mean, it's easy to be on the other side and say that these people are bums and these people don't belong in society. But can you just step back and listen to yourself? How disgusting that is. All right, to say that a single person doesn't belong in society, someone that's equal to you, that has their own problems. All right, it really irritates me, and it's something that I've seen in nursing school. A lot of people are very hostile within even my little niche towards the homeless population. People that are expected to care for these people in hospitals already run in with a stigma and a bias before they even enter the patient's room. All right, and that really hurts me, because that's not what we're about. That's not what nursing's about. That's not what being a human being is about. I mean, throw politics aside, we're all here together. We're all on this earth, and we need to stick together. All right, we're allowed to feed the ducks at the pond, but we're not allowed to feed a human being. It's ridiculous. I cannot fathom it. Just the depths of human ignorance that I've experienced daily. Yeah. My God. Frank, leader of our Ohio chapter, he wants to know, where does the Firestorm movement stand on the issue of tax reform, replacement, and immigration reform?
All right, well, again, this is a very good question, and a question that bothers a lot of Americans too is, we obviously have errors in our tax policy, which everyone knows. But, as far as a movement, a specific tax bracket that we would say we, subscribe to or approve of, I would not want to be something to force on other people, because everyone has their different opinions on who should pay what and what's their fair share, as the left likes to call all the time, and saying that rich do not pay their fair share. And personally, I've always been a big fan of the flat tax rate. A lot of people are. Steve Forbes seems like a really brilliant guy. He's always subscribed to a flat tax, and I think that going all the way down and all the way up as a flat tax just proves that people are paying their fair share, and then that they're given what they're supposed to be given. That's not correct. You can disagree with me on that. It's not really that big of a deal. It's not actually what our movement is focused on as of right now. Right now, we're trying to target the corruption, trying to get the corrupt out of our system right now, and then we'll move on to certain degrees after that. As far as immigration, this is also a really good question. It's gotta hit home. You need borders in place. You need to have regulations at our borders. This coming and going of illegals in our country is just, it's ridiculous. 3 million illegal immigrants in the last 6 months that have entered the U.S. borders. There's legal immigration. There's ways to get in if you really want to get in. We need to make the borders so that people can get in easier, and so they have a better path to citizenship. But to just let them come in and then grant them amnesty as soon as they get past the border it's stupid, and it's a slap in the face to everyone that's earned the right as a United States citizen. And we completely are just shocked by the system the way it is right now. As a Christian, I do not, want to see anybody suffer or get turned away. But as a country, I feel we really do need to strengthen our borders, strengthen our defenses not as a political civilian force that Obama wants to push in, but we really gotta strengthen our federal borders, because these people these illegals, they're voting without rights to do so, and they're gonna vote left because the left is wanting them to get in, and they're gonna give them more rights. So if we ever do want an even basis as to when we're gonna get anything done, left or right, wherever you stand, illegal immigration is just gonna sway that opinion one way or the other. And that's where we stand on that. You really have to have strict borders, especially in a time like this, especially with ISIS and whatever you agree with that. Evidence now saying that they are in actually Texas. They have broken through the border there, whatever you believe on that. The border's crucial to the safety of our great country. Santini Doit. You want to handle this, man?
Yeah. It's actually like troll of the year, to be honest with you. I woke up with this guy. I woke up with this guy's comments, and to be honest, Anonymous on Reddit, their moderators were going to be #1, because they really tore us apart for our one video. They completely denied the fact that there were anonymous sects that wanted revolution in this country, that are for the 3% movement, and that want to remove the corruption within our government, completely denied that entire part. And they're like, oh, well, we're just a bunch of pranksters. Yeah. Oh, okay. You're a bunch of pranksters, huh? That's just real fascinating. The Anon 3% movement, the various pictures online. All you got to do is search on Google, and you'll find millions of hits of all kinds of anonymous stuff aimed at political reform. And they banned us from their Reddit feed. And they really pissed me off, and I wasn't able to comment back, actually, because I was banned. I had like a big 3-paragraph response. I clicked send. It's just like, oh, well, you're banned from this feed. That's a little pissed. But
that's another thing is that you talk to Anonymous, they're all against censorship and whatnot and stuff like that. But as soon as it turns around on them, you know, they just slap you across the face with it, and you're like, you know what, screw you. You know, it just doesn't work that way, and you really got to respect both sides of the coin. And I understand people in Anonymous are, you know, with our different movement. We even have Firestore members that are consider themselves members of Anonymous, and we respect them. You know, but you do not ban someone from a Reddit feed because you disagree with them,
or because you agree with a fringe population of their support.
Exactly. It's complete bull. And I mean, it's laughable to actually assume that, okay, well, we're gonna have a discussion, but while we're having a discussion, we're going to be the ones making the shots, and you're going to be the ones just going to sit down like a duck and listen to what we have to say.
It's basically what it was. I couldn't respond.
Like, you don't get enough of that in the world today, I'll tell you that, man.
Yeah, but Santini Deutsch, you know, I woke up to this guy, and let's just go through a few of his comments. His first one, they should be popping up on your screen for you to read. Nice video, except it's all bullshit. It's a great way to start a conversation. He goes on to start talking about people getting raped, people dying, and he was really pissed that we're pacifists, which, you know, I don't understand. He's talking about wives dying. Truth is, none of them are for us. I make myself clear, question mark. You pussies want to tell people not to fight and clearing the way for the thugs to take control. Yeah, it's a great idea, Santini. Go get a gun, all right, and then go out and fix this thing yourself. All right. The media is gonna kill this thing. They're gonna go after you. They're gonna go after all of us now because of you, and then they're gonna say that all of us are like you, that we want to go out and we want to solve these things.
They have this quote right here that you're gonna see right now. They already have in their databases. When you know that, you know they have that in there, and then when they know and they point you back to your mass murders that you just committed on whoever the hell you do it because you are not insane mind and you just want to kill people. That is that you're gonna screw this entire movement. You're gonna screw any political movement that seeks to reform this country, because they're gonna know that we're just a bunch of crazy assholes that just, you know, want to shoot our guns and drink whiskey. That's not what we're about. Yeah, we care about our future. We care about this country. We do not want to see death and violence. That's the last thing on my mind. The very last thing. I want to see America prosper. I want to see, hopefully, my kids prosper in America's future. And right now, we can obviously tell we're not seeing that. You shoot death and violence, you're only going to see death and violence. He who lives by the sword dies by the sword, my friend. And if they do try and take our weapons, they do try and, you know, throw our family in the camps, whatever you want to call it, that's whenever aggression must take place. But until then, you do not fire the first bullet. You fire the first bullet, they're gonna tag you and bag you, and you're done, my friend.
Along with all of us.
All of us.
Yeah, we're all in this together, and nobody seems to recognize
that. And you're already on a list.
Right. It's people like that that give people like us a bad name.
Yeah.
And it really pisses me off. And it's funny how he says, and I quote, he called me a dumbass at the end of his comment. I'm the dumbass. Yeah, that's wonderful. He also claimed we were socialists and other comments that'll be popping up on your screen. Yeah. It's just, it's interesting, you know, like, just reading some of these trolls online, I mean, where they're coming from. I mean, I can get that he wants things done, but you don't go about it by swearing and chastising the people that are actually trying to change the country, all right?
Exactly, yeah.
At least we have a channel. At least we're putting our faces out here. At least we're man enough to come up and say that we need to change things, not hide behind a faceless avatar and call those who are changing things, quote unquote, dumbasses and female body parts. It's just... I can't stand it sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
But luckily, he definitely he gets Troll of the Year for Firestorm Movement. I mean,
Yeah.
we've been operating for a year. He's taken that spot in less than 24 hours. Congratulations!
Nice.
All right, well, this is the Firestorm Movement with Mike Frederick
And Braden Burke.
signing off. Please comment, like, and subscribe below. Share our videos. Try to help us out. If you see a division down there and you see a state that isn't listed, please comment if you want to lead one. We'll always help you out. Find us on Facebook. Message
Got about
me.
42 of them left. 41, 42 of them left. If you're in them, let us know, all right? This is the Firestorm Movement. You are the resistance.